You probably know someone like this, a person who controls the entire room but never raises their voice. While everyone else scrambles for attention, they sit back, moving invisible pieces, while the rest of the room seeks applause. Most of us are taught to be loud. We are conditioned to demand the spotlight and defend our egos at all costs. But that desperate need for external approval makes the majority of people predictable. When you can guess exactly how someone will react to a slight or a compliment, you can steer them. Watch any social interaction, and you will see people arguing over trivialities. They put on a mask of strength because they are terrified of looking weak. But every outburst and every loud defense is just an emotional leak, revealing exactly what they are most insecure about. Influence doesn't require volume. It is the quiet, calculated observation of the vulnerabilities found in those who are desperately fighting to be seen. The philosopher Niccolò Machiavelli did not praise people for their academic brilliance. He respected a different trait, the capacity to be dangerous without anyone noticing. This is what we call dark intelligence. It activates the moment you drop your naivete and stop reacting emotionally to the people around you. It isn't about being cruel, it's about becoming impossible to manipulate. To develop it, you have to throw out the polite rules society handed you. You stop trying to fit in, and instead you begin observing the chaos around you with tactical precision. This shift transforms your mind. You stop reacting to reality, and you start designing it, turning your thoughts into a resilient internal architecture that others cannot penetrate. The first step in rewiring is severing the link to raw emotion. You treat irritation as a diagnostic signal, asking what insecurity drives the attack. Then, point that curiosity outward, tracking their micro-expressions and observing their patterns. This level of observation requires you to become entirely self-validating. You have to bury the old version of yourself, the one that hoped for affection or waited for others to give you clarity. Because you no longer rely on external approval, the usual social weapons break against you. Guilt trips lose their grip, public shame loses its sting, and forced obligations lose their leverage. When you don't care about being liked, those tactics have no target to hit. Extracting the need for validation creates a natural immunity to manipulation. A person who needs nothing from you is a person you cannot control. With your defenses locked, you can start applying this logic to real-world interactions. You ask simple, tactical questions to pry a conversation open from the inside. This allows you to uncover what a person values without ever revealing your own stance. You can use silence to create pressure. Refusing to speak creates a void, forcing them into an erratic scrambling of words. Alternatively, mirror their energy to build false trust, then gently curve the interaction toward your actual objective. When someone crosses a line, you deploy a cold resolution. You do not yell or make a public spectacle to protect your ego. You remove them from your life or your project swiftly, without a drop of emotional display. These methods don't grant you absolute control, but they do shift the balance of power. By removing the emotional noise, you become the most stable point in the room, and people naturally begin to orient themselves around your lead. Under the lens of dark intelligence, interpersonal relationships stop feeling like messy emotional traps. They become clear, fluid structures of negotiation and boundaries. Anger is no longer your primary tool for handling disrespect. When a manipulator tries to test you, you don't argue back. You use physical absence and emotional distance to reset the dynamic. Machiavellian observed that while the lion can drive away wolves, it is helpless against traps. The fox survives because it recognizes the snares before they close. In social settings, this means identifying the hidden intentions behind a kind gesture or a casual remark long before they can do you harm. By refusing to play by society's loud, reactive rules, you cultivate an aura of mystery. Because people cannot guess your next move, they are forced to slow down and adapt to your standards. Ultimate control is rarely about forcing others to submit. It is about stepping away from the noise and remaining an unreadable force. You stop chasing outcomes, and outcomes begin to gravitate toward you. Adopting this mindset means trading comforting illusions for the mechanical truth of human nature. It requires accepting how people actually operate when they think no one is watching. The greatest shift in your life will not happen on a public stage. It happens silently within your own perception. If you are ready to stop reacting and start observing, leave this phrase in the comments below. I see the shadows and do not fear.